for low-income earners.
The new company, Dr. Njai said, he continued, will ease some of the problems faced by commuters, especially low-income earners and students, as well as create employment opportunities. She therefore outlined government's expectations of the new company, whilst also assuring them of its support at all times.
Although it is a public company, government expects GTSC to operate and indeed operate on a purely commercial basis, not only to cover running costs, but to realize a reasonable return on investment, to allow the company to also be competitive alongside other services in this country, and indeed to grow.
Dr. Njai said he finally paid tribute to the President of the Republic for initiating such an investment and urged commuters and operators to ensure its sustainability. Mamadou Diallo, GRTS.
RLG Gambia has become the newest branch of the global conglomerate that prides itself with assembling and manufacturing of high-tech ICT gadgets. The plant was inaugurated by the Vice President and Minister of Women's Affairs, Ajah Dr. Aissatou Njai Saidi. Awuli Mendy was there and he now tells us more.
Along Carava Avenue sits the home of RLG Gambia, a mobile phone and laptop assembly plant. The complex is now officially inaugurated. This milestone achievement in ICT in the history of the Gambia was graced by the Vice President, Ajah Dr. Aissatou Njai Saidi, cabinet ministers from home and abroad, and distinguished personalities from various walks of life. In her inaugural statement, the Vice President and Women's Affairs Minister said government is proud of RLG, whilst defending the need for ICT in this digital age. And this, she added, is what RLG stands for.
It is therefore against this background of this recognition that my government continues indeed to accord very high priority to ICT by investing first and foremost in human capital formation, creating the necessary infrastructure required and enabling environment for this very indispensable part of our development process.
The RLG is a group that has been in existence for more than a decade. With a parent office located in Accra, Ghana, the group has branches in Nigeria, China, and Dubai, with further pioneering work plans in Angola, Kenya, and its latest home being in the Gambia in 2010. RLG's vision and mission is to develop best quality technology in the electronic products which they design and assemble in their plants. A test of the skills of the plant's homegrown experts showcased their skills in the public view during the inauguration. Papa Yusfanjai, the executive director of RLG the Gambia, said the RLG group has evolved to become a key entity in the ICT industry and is on its way to becoming a global ICT player.
The plant we are about to commission has the capacity to produce about 500 phones a day and 200 laptops with a high focus on quality of service. And of course, with the support of the Gambians to buy it for us to produce. As the saying goes, made by us for use by all. Products will carry a 1-year warranty, as we want to bring to the Gambian people a culture of service that is first known.
RLG Gambia is only 2 years in the Gambia, but it has already graduated hundreds of skillful individuals in mobile phone repair training and in other IC disciplines. Nana Gray Johnson, under whose purview the sector operates, said RLG the Gambia is not only putting the country in a sound technological platform, but curtailing youth unemployment, a major issue the government is painstakingly dealing with for a number of years now.
And this is why we are applauding Mr. Agambire and his RLG group for collaborating with us to ease that burden. His Excellency the President, Sheikh Professor Dr. Alhaji Yaya AJJ Jame, our national ICT champion, and his entire government will offer you the needed support for you to succeed in our country. That is an assurance I would like to give.
For the fact that the event witnessed a line of ministerial guests and speakers from home and abroad shows the importance the government attaches to the RLG project and ICT development in general.
Unemployment and underemployment have been identified as being the main causes of youth poverty and youth crime. This ICT project therefore seeks to alleviate both of these social ills, as these young graduates will be empowered with self-employment skills which they can use to occupy themselves productively and escape the grips of poverty.
RLG Gambia has created an exciting part in our efforts to empower young people and professional development to enhance their participation in nation building. RLG has also created and has manifested the potentials for employment generation, which would create so much interest in the part of young people, officials, the general public at large.
And Africa is the largest mobile phone users today in the world. And that represents huge opportunity for business to strive. But who should come and take the profit away from Africa? It should be the Africans who should take the profit and build Africa. That is why we didn't come to Gambia to just look at Gambia and just find ourselves anywhere.
I dare to say that we in the developing nations need ICT to facilitate our growth agenda even more than others. In all spheres of life, ICT has proven to be a vehicle for attaining greater efficiency.
The over $7 million investment summarizes the story of a project officials say is here to stay. RLG is committed to its ideology that technology should not be left for the Western world, and first world economies, and that Africans can't thrive unless they begin to consume what they produce. Louis Mendy, GRTS.
It is not a day designated for the monthly cleansing exercise, but the scores of volunteers in the North Bank region who converged on Barra to give that region's entry point a facelift say they are just doing it in anticipation of the visit of one man they say transformed the region's fortunes. Our Ibrahim Abald is currently on the other side of the river, and he brings us the latest from Barra.
The town of Barra is warming up for the highly anticipated President Jammeh's dialogue with the People's Store on Monday. The elders of this fabled region, the youth and several volunteers descended around the ferry terminal to clean the area on Saturday morning. It is a tradition which the community wants to maintain, and this year's President's dialogue with the People's Store is flooded with a series of activities that form part of the welcoming festivities. The elders of Barra said since cleanliness is next to godliness, they would not leave no stone unturned as far as the cleaning exercise was concerned. Speaking to GRTS about the Setsetal, youth leader Abdullah Job said the youth of the area have nothing but kind words for the President. His Excellency Sir Professor Alhaji Dr. AJJ Jammeh, the massive development project he initiated in Barra and beyond since 1994 to date. The Alcalde of Barra, Ken Bogud Fai, said everything is being done to ensure a colorful welcoming festival for the President. Speaking on behalf of the National Transport Association in Barra, Usman Job said they have mobilized more than a dozen vehicles to carry passengers or supporters in far-flung communities in the Newmis to join in the welcoming ceremony. Job said he and so many of his colleague drivers are already warming up for Monday's welcoming festival. The regional environmental officer in the North Bank region, Nene Nying, said the cleaning exercise was necessary because the President has done so much for the people of Barra and the environs as far as the environmental sanitation was concerned. He recalled the President's intervention in the town's disaster hotspots.
Well, the cleanup exercise by the community of Barra is expected to continue on Sunday. This is all part of efforts geared towards making sure that everything is intact ahead of the President's dialogue with the People's Store, which is expected to commence on Monday. We are now proceeding to other parts where the President is expected to visit and assess the level of preparedness. Ibrahim Balde reporting from Barra in the North Bank region for GRTS News.
Experts from Experts from across the region are meeting in Banjul to discuss issues revolving around regional cooperation in technical and vocational education and training for sustainable development in Africa. The convergence brought together delegates from across CAPA member countries, and it is organized by the Commonwealth Association of